And movies. There you go. Perfect. City of residence lives in Lakewood.
Lakewood.
I don't know.
It's like
Years in that city, 24. His burning desire is to...
Blank.
What's your burning desire?
Probably still have a sandwich.
Have a sandwich.
That's what it was last time I read it.
Burning desire is to have a
I
sandwich.
was really hungry when I actually wrote that thing. But
That was a belly. Something no one here knows about it. He won the one and only cooking contest he ever entered.
What?
Who's doing the entry though? He's the only entry. Second place.
Okay.
I love you too, Anthony.
James' keys to success are authenticity, integrity, and relationship. James Fowler.
So actually, the exercise we did today couldn't have come at a better time. Because I was doing a one-on-one with someone in the group, and they asked me a very simple question. What the heck do you use life insurance for other than waiting for someone to die? So I thought I would actually go through some of that. So the primary purpose of life insurance is to provide a death benefit to the beneficiaries. It can be used for a number of different things. For instance, did you know it can be used for college planning? I actually just helped a client that his wife passed away, and so his daughter is the most precious thing to him. So what he actually did is, he was very smart with this. He's been paying extra on his mortgage for years and years and years. He paid off the house, but then he refinanced the house and dumped all the money in his life insurance. What that did for his daughter was, now all of a sudden, she wasn't going to qualify for any of the financial aid assistance. So she got a full ride to college. And he also ensured that if something happened, if any of that fell through, her college would be paid for, and she would get the house free and clear. Meanwhile, he's been earning interest on that for the past few years. He's got over a 10% rate of return on that with that. So that's one of the things. Estate planning is another benefit. You see this a lot with business owners. They may have one child that wants to take over the business, and the other ones want nothing to do with it. So they get life insurance to balance it out there. Legacy building. So by the way, these would all be great referrals for me. Legacy building. So that's using life insurance to maximize the money that you pass along to the beneficiaries. This is, I actually get a lot of my business from here because I have a really cool product that you can actually dump a lump sum of cash in there. Say if we had $100,000, roughly about 95% of it is liquid. So you could still spend it if something came up. However, you'll get at least triple the death benefit. So if you put $100,000 in, you're going to get at least $300,000 death benefit. The benefit to that is all $300,000 goes to your heirs tax free. So you just turned $100,000 into $300,000. That's a pretty cool deal. And if, like I said, if something happens, you have access to roughly 95% of cash if an emergency were to happen. Let's see. Living benefits. Actually, a really good example was my first week of BNI. For those of you that were here then, it was my first week of BNI. My father has had health issues for the year, so I had to move back in a few years ago. When I went home because I forgot something, my father was having a heart attack. He was as white as this piece of paper. So the benefit of those living benefits was we actually had enough coverage in there. Because of his heart attack, he had the actual ability to pay off the house. Now, he was back at work within a week, but it's still cool just because he had the heart attack that he could have paid off the house. Pension maximizations is anyone know the old term pension? You work someplace for a while and they're going to just send you some money for, basically doesn't exist anymore. So anyway, it's typically when they reach the point where it's time to distribute the money, most companies will do one of the two things. Life only, so as long as Kendrick is alive, or joint, so as long as Kendrick and his spouse is alive. So depending on the age difference in there, you could see as much as a 60% decline. So if you're going to get 1,000, and if your wife is much younger than you, that gets reduced to 400 if you do joint on that. So life insurance can be used to, we would just pick Kendrick's life, get the full 1,000 a month, and buy the life insurance to cover the difference. So if Kendrick passed away, she would get a lump sum of money to continue on for all those years. So in the meantime, you get to have your cake and eat it too. So you have a much bigger portion coming in to support yourself over that. A lot of people like to just stash money away in their life insurance policies. One big benefit in the state of Washington is, this is one of my favorite benefits is, and there's only about 3 states left now that do this. If your contract is signed in the state of Washington, it's litigation protected. So you could have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in there. Something happens, maybe they didn't have a good insurance agent that sold them an umbrella policy that I know Melanie would have, and you get sued. Well, they can't access that money that's in there. You're still protected. You still have the potential to have income coming in. Let's see. Keyman Insurance. I've actually talked to a couple people in the room about this. Is if you have a business that relies, you have maybe a key guy in your business, and let's see. And what would happen if that key person, if something happened to them? They passed away. I mentioned a couple months ago, I had a doctor this happened to, but it was his front office administrative person. He had no idea what went on up there. And I think he said, what was it, within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he had a 50% decline in his business. Wow. He had no idea. That's not his thing. He's the doctor. He performs the stuff, so he could have alleviated that with Keyman coverage to sustain his business until he could have got someone trained to keep him going there. Let's see. And one of the things that I specialize in is, this is another one of my favorite things, is deferred compensation plans for employee retention. Dangle that carrot there. I really need you to stay here for maybe an additional 10 years in the business. So you dangle that carrot there, you know, especially when they start getting later on in those years. I'm at year 8, but I need you to stay 10. Well, you've got this big carrot sitting here. You know, if you make it to year 10 and you can set your own compensation on this, maybe I can actually go through and create pensions with those little pensions that never run out. So, hey, you know what? You've got $1,000, you know, every month you're waiting that's going to come in extra for the rest of your life if you stay there. That's employee retention there. So those are some of the big things that I like to use life insurance for. So the point I want to bring out with this is, no, you don't have to die to collect on life insurance. I like to teach people, it's like, typically with most plans that I design, you're gonna benefit from the life insurance many times over again with the leverages that life insurance uses. So I've got about 30 seconds left. Anyone have any questions? Maybe 3 seconds?
53.
53? Okay, 48 seconds left. Anyone have one question?
About life insurance.
No, that's good.
Okay. So, do we think we can get that one referral a week?
Yeah, 2 out of 10.
Answer's yes.
Michael,
So how do we get you a referral this week?
a referral this week? Like I said, well, any of these that I just listed here, Michael, those would be great referrals for me. Yeah, that is Michael's way there, yeah.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Give him your notes.
No, but especially those of you that are talking to business owners each week, if you start, you know, they start mentioning employee retention, they want to incentivize, or they're just looking to have the stash money there protected. Those would be great referrals.